When you're writing a story or researching a story, it's quite common that you use a search engine like Google or Bing to ask questions and try and do some research. But ChatGPT can also fulfill that role for you really well. So let's do a couple of examples just to illustrate. So let's say you're writing a story that's going to be set in prehistoric times. Now, kind of how far back you go, you're not really sure. You're going to have cavemen or cave people in it, or you're going to have dinosaurs. You're not sure, but one question that you might think about is, did dinosaurs and humans or cavemen ever live at the same time? So we can ask that question. It says, no, humans and dinosaurs did not exist on Earth at the same time. Dinosaurs lived on Earth during the Mesozoic era, which lasted for about 252 million years ago to 66 million years ago. The first mammals, which are a group of animals that includes humans, appeared much later in the fossil record during the Mesozoic era, but towards the end of it, around 200 million years ago. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's quite a very simple closed question, but it gave quite a good, interesting, result there. That was a closed question. Did humans and dinosaurs exist on Earth at the same time? ChatGPT could have either gone yes or no, but it actually gave us a little bit of context, which is quite useful. Let's ask a more open question, and then we can have a play around with it. So you don't necessarily use ChatGPT just to get one result. It will give you a result, and then you can kind of ask further probing questions. Because one of the cool benefits of ChatGPT is it remembers the conversation. It has conversational history, so you can sort of dive in and ask further questions, but ChatGPT still has the context of the conversation, which is really smart. So here's a more open question. Is there any documented evidence of aliens on Earth? Maybe you're writing a science fiction story or an alien invasion story. There is no credible documented evidence to support the existence of aliens on Earth. Fair enough. Despite numerous claims and reports of sightings and encounters with extraterrestrial beings, there's no scientifically verifiable evidence to support these claims. Many of these reports can be attributed to natural phenomena, misinterpretations, hoaxes, or misunderstandings. Okay, fair enough. The search for extraterrestrial life is an active field of scientific inquiry, and while scientists have discovered many planets that could potentially support life, there's currently no evidence of extraterrestrial life or visitation on Earth. Yeah, but what about Roswell? What happened there? Let's ask it. The Roswell incident is a famous UFO sighting that occurred in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, USA. I guess it's given us a fair bit of extra information. I'm not going to read all of it out. I mean, you can read it off the screen yourself. It talks about a weather balloon or a top secret military balloon. So we could ask it a bit more about that. Okay, so the military balloon recovered in Roswell was part of a classified program known as Project Mogul. Ooh, that's a cool name. Which was designed to monitor the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons testing during the early years of the Cold War. Okay, that's quite interesting. And it's giving us more information. So, as you can see, you have the ability to probe and ask more questions. It's a bit like talking to an expert because obviously ChatGPT has been fed with a huge amount of training data from the internet. So you can really dig in. And this is one of the things I like about it, because when you're trying to plan or research a novel, you don't always have the ability just to sit around and chat to people, whether it be other peers or other people in a writing group or whatnot. And I find that personally, I mean, I have other writers that I know, but I can't just sit around asking them questions all day. So using something like ChatGPT is a great way of just researching and actually having a conversation with something. In this case, it's an AI system, but it can be really good for stimulating the imagination. I mean, we could probe a bit further. Let's say, are there aliens at Area 51? Not quite sure how much it's going to be able to tell us, considering it's a top secret base, but we shall see. There's no credible evidence to support the claim that there are aliens at Area 51. Area 51 is a highly classified United States Air Force facility located in the Nevada desert. I mean, I wasn't actually honestly expecting it to give us an in-depth answer to that, but it is giving us quite a lot of information back, which we can then kind of delve into a bit further, which is pretty cool. Using it for research, as you can see, is great. You can ask it a question, you can ask follow-on questions, and then you can copy out this text, you can stick it into your research documents, and you can just use it as a way of building up lots of research data for a particular story. So I've done this quite a few times. So in my novel, Diary of a Martian, I asked it lots of questions about Mars and Mars missions and what it'd be like to live on Mars, atmospheric pressure and all that sort of stuff. And it just gave me loads of information back, which is pretty cool. So next I'm going to use ChatGPT to be a bit more creative and help us with coming up with names, specifically alien names in my case, because that's what I found quite useful.